Wake up, it's the first of the month. Hello everyone, we are back looking at memes off of the internet about Formula One, what happened in the month of November 2025. I really don't know what to expect. I haven't been on Reddit or social as much this last month, so I'm just gonna do a big old scroll and see what good stuff I can find. Yesterday was the penultimate Grand Prix of the season, the Qatar Grand Prix. Max Verstappen won ahead of Oscar Piastri and Carlos Sainz in third, so there might be a smattering of Qatar memes in here, I don't know. I think mostly it'll be about the disqualification in Vegas. I was in Vegas. Here's a short excerpt from my trip.
How you doing, brother?
Yes, I hope you enjoyed that. Unlike in Singapore, I wasn't able to film on location. I didn't really have too much free time. Anyway, let's get into it. Max with pit lane to P3 in Brazil. Antonelli P17 to P3 in Las Vegas. I don't know what this meme is from. It's quite cute. I don't know if one's supposed to be better than the other, but they're both pretty good achievements. Obviously, Kimi got his P3 in Vegas due to a disqualification, but nonetheless, a good drive from him. Max's season summarized. I need new haters. Old ones became my fans. That is very true. I think I've seen a similar meme to this at some point this year. But yeah, I used to not be the biggest fan of Max, especially in 2021 when I felt sometimes he drove far beyond the letter of the law. But he's just become so wholesome. It's very hard not to really root for him in this three-way fight. Personally, I am hoping Oscar can perform a miracle and get his first championship win. I don't know if that's possible anymore. He's quite far back. If Oscar can't do it, I'd love to see Max do it. Okay, well, this is a very fresh one. Leclerc in 9th, Hamilton in 14th. And it's the Stig looking at Porsche 911 GT3 RS, I think. Sainz in 3rd in the Williams. Look at what you could have had, Ferrari. Season didn't start off very well for Sainz, but he has just proved so many times Ferrari made a mistake in letting him go. I said what I said. It's another Qatar meme. Your championship, says Kimi. McLaren disaster class. Ignore the last lap. Yes, ignore the last lap because Kimi went wide. Okay, so this must have been posted mid-race where Kimi was sat in front of Lando. Lando just could not get past him. Eventually did, but only because Kimi made a mistake. I have seen that apparently Kimi changed his Instagram photo to just a black square or black circle after this race. If that's because people are giving him hate online and you're one of those people, you suck. I hope that's not anyone watching, and I really hope that's not happening, but if anyone's giving Kimi Antonelli grief over making a mistake and going wide and letting Lando through, you need to give your head a wobble. Max is never beating the GOAT allegations. Lando P1, Max P3. Max was on the other side of this meme last month or the month before when he did the NLS race at the Nürburgring, and Max was the one with all the mics, and then his teammate was the one with, no microphone at all. So this was Brazil, where Max came from last or the pit lane to 3rd, and Lando won from pole. You got to chase where the story is, right? Carlos making absolutely sure the reporter knows the meme he's referencing. Oh, I know this one. So this is Ted Kravitz asking about Ferrari, and
a risk of upsetting people higher up the chain than in any position like in Williams, whether you can be a bit more open with your criticisms.
How do you say? And that is none of my business. It's not the frog that has the P. That is none of my business.
It's fine. I have to ask, and that is the perfect answer from you. So we will leave it there. Thank you very much.
You know the meme, no, that I'm talking about? That frog with a P.
Yeah.
And that's,
I don't really, but
that's literally me right now.
Okay, it's a TikTok. Yeah, Ted probably considers himself above memes and social media and stuff, so he doesn't pay any attention to what is admittedly a decade-old meme from Twitter, I think, of Kermit drinking the tea. And it's a great reference from Carlos, but Ted clearly has no idea what he's talking about. Carlos can sometimes appear very serious in interviews. This is not one of those times, so I really do love the change of pace from Carlos. Always just a good time, Carlos Sainz. It was different this time. Wow, I love it. Instead of the ha 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 ha, you thought it would be different this time. Yeah, Max getting knocked out in Q1 in Brazil, which was very unexpected. It's a track he normally goes incredibly well at. Red Bull could not sort themselves out over the course of qualifying. Obviously came good in the race. Another Qatar meme. Second podium before that Ferrari guy. Podiums in 2025. Lewis Hamilton, big fat zero, the guy they fired to sign Hamilton, now has two amazing podiums for Williams. And again, I feel a bit sorry for Lewis Hamilton. I feel more sorry for Alex Albon, who's put in so much work to bring Williams up to speed over the last, when did he sign? 22, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, he's in his 4th season with Williams. And he's put in an awful lot of legwork to sort of lead the team, but he just hasn't cracked the top 3. So I really hope next year, hopefully Williams are onto a good thing, and hopefully Albon can join his Spanish colleague on the podium. Oh no, this is listed as not safe for work. Oh my god. Why is that not safe for work? Well, because it's indicating heaven. Come join us, Max. You don't see Max in this meme very often, along with Liam, Checo, Pierre, Alex, Yuki and Daniel, who have all been Marcoed, shall we say. Very funny, very short shelf life on that one, but nonetheless, I enjoyed that one. I know you're all on here when you see someone else on the road driving the racing line. I believe we had a 2-week gap between Brazil and Vegas, so this sort of falls into the category of fodder, really. Not a lot to talk about in the intervening periods. Oh my god, I did see this one, Jesus.
Pace is good. How does that mean that the pace is clearly not good? That's falling behind. Try to speed it up.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. They need to fire Riccardo Adami, honestly. He's a terrible race engineer. He's not fit for purpose. Some of the things he says to Lewis are just NPC line. Pace is good. Then Lewis says, pace is obviously not good. I'm falling behind. I don't know if it's supposed to be encouragement, but Lewis was so off the pace in Vegas. Went from 19th to 10th, which is gaining 9 places, but it's on Minno's cars, and he should really be, top 5. Look at what Leclerc managed to do in the sister Ferrari. Leclerc didn't go that much further, but still, he was in the more serious points than Lewis. There's a radio clip from Brazil where Lewis says, "How's my front wing?" after he hits Colapinto, right? And Adami doesn't answer it. He says, "Make sure you take the shortcut at turn 10. There's a car on the track," because Bortoleto crashed on lap 1. Lewis, but basically he was saying, don't go through the debris field where they're recovering the car, just take the shortcut. So he doesn't answer Lewis's question. Lewis is like, "Is my front wing broken?" And he says, "Make sure you take the shortcut." And Lewis is like, "How's my front wing?" And then he's like, "There's a car on track." He's like, "Okay, how's my front wing?" And he's like, "Come back to you. Front wing looks fine." And then the comical pause, and he goes, "Box for new front wing." And it's like, that could have been like one question, one answer, and you went through this whole rigmarole to get to the answer. Yes, your front wing is broken. We saw it, everyone saw it on TV. He hit the back of Franco Colapinto's car. A piece fell off, and he couldn't tell him, yes, you need a new front wing. Somebody who gives direct information and is a really good communicator. Top 3 communicators on the grid for race engineers: Giampiero Lambiase, Max's race engineer; Peter Bonington, Bono, Kimi's race engineer; Marcus Dudley, who's George's race engineer, is also very good. But I think one of the absolute best engineers on the grid is Gaetan Jego, who is Carlos Sainz's race engineer. If you've ever gone on F1 TV or watched like Best of Team Radio on F1's YouTube or anything, and Sainz comes up, please pay attention. He is fantastic at communicating super clearly, super concisely, gives him everything he needs, and is honestly a big reason why Carlos has been so good at Williams this year. He needs someone like that. I don't know who would fill the void of Adami at Ferrari. Anyone has got to be better than him. Everyone in every time zone getting ready for F1 Vegas. Why? Yeah, it's not a pleasurable one for most people. Even people in America, it's not ideal. It happens on Saturday evening in Vegas. And the reason they do that mostly is so that at least it's still the weekend when they put it on for the rest of the world. People aren't at work, unless you work in F1, then you're at work. But I will always love any meme that's got Limmy in it, so this one is a big winner for me. I also think the race was on at a pretty good time in Australia, no? Yeah, 3 p.m. Fantastic. So over here in the Antipodes, Vegas is pretty good. Everywhere else, absolute garbage time. Come on, who doesn't love getting up early, getting under the covers, get some snacks, a cup of tea or coffee, whatever you think, and make a morning of it. It's an excuse to do something fun. Make a pillow fort. Look for the good rather than the bad. Accentuate the positive. That's how I would look at it. Zach Brown on Oscar's floor plank after finding Lando's is too worn. This post complies with papaya rules. As I predicted, lots to talk about with the Vegas McLaren disaster class with the planks of wood, and we'll probably have some Qatar disaster class to talk about in a bit as well. What it did was bring Max right back into the fold. He needed something to go his way, and well, that very much did. Checo busy developing Cadillac, meanwhile Valtteri Bottas is doing his side quests. I love Valtteri's unhinged social media with Merck. He was very good at it with Sauber, and now he's doing track guides, he's riding horses, he's surfing and cycling and just enjoying life with his girlfriend. He seems to have an extremely fulfilling life. But yeah, my favourite thing is the 360 track tours. Another double DNF for Ferrari. What in the actual fuck? Help me. Pepperoni, mamma mia. This was Brazil. Obrigado. Dear diary, what the f***? On the bus of despair. On both sides. If I were them, I wouldn't even bother turning up to Abu Dhabi. I would just draw a line under it, move on to next year, but you can't really do that. Inhales hopium. As it stands, Verstappen can still win the championship. That was true after Vegas, it's true after Qatar, and the gap, now only 12 points, so... Max has just kept on pulling lumps off this title lead of Lando's, well, first Oscar's, now Lando's. He continues to be in the fight, and he just cut the deficit in half from 25 to 12 points. So, momentum definitely with the Dutchman. A podium? Oh, it's the cute little Go Williams, although there's no Go Williams written on it anywhere. This must have been posted mid-race, and obviously it would turn out to happen. So, yeah, posted in hope. Kimi managed to hold off Lando for a few laps, gave Carlos the opportunity to maintain his gap, even though he thought he had damage or understeer or something, and yeah, another Williams podium. Wonderful. No papaya. Obama, Trump, Verstappen. Funnily enough, two of the men noted there are synonymous with the colour orange. This post has reached r/all, which means people will ignore the meme itself and start talking politics. So just like with any post that has politics in the comments, we have preemptively locked the post. The good orange. Reference to no papaya, of course. Lando on turn 1 tomorrow. Current objective, survive. He did survive, but his grasp on P2 and eventually even P3 did not survive. I will always enjoy any F1 and gaming crossovers, so the Halo Reach graphic is all right by me. Thank you, Ferrari, for firing Sainz. Las Vegas Grand Prix qualifying results, and then we got sad Charles and Lewis. Carlos only went backwards in Las Vegas, but funny how this exact meme you can just copy and paste to Qatar. Like, just change Las Vegas to Qatar, round 22 to 23, and it's literally applicable. But that's none of my business. Very good. It's over. Tell me the truth. I'm I'm ready to hear it. Lando is going to win the World Drivers' Championship. And this must have been after qualifying when Lando got pole. These people in the comments did not know what was about to transpire. And I'm sure we'll see what transpired a little bit further up. Oh man, this one's just sad. Oscar since the summer break. Pentagon, hexagon, octagon, championship gone. Yeah, it has been a bit like that. The swappening happened in Monza, then he crashed in Baku, and then he had a string of like 4 fifth place finishes in a row where he finished behind both Norris and Verstappen, like several races in a row. So completely eroded his championship lead. There was a point where Oscar looked nigh on unbeatable. He's dropped to 3rd in the standings. Stroll champion 2030. Wait for your whole career to drive a Nui rocket ship. Nui joins your team. He's not designing the car. Yeah, this follows in the news of Nui being appointed team principal of Aston Martin for 2026. So get Andy Cowell. Papa Nui is in the big chair now. What if Nui has finished designing the 2026 World Championship winning car, mowing the grass at Aston Martin factory, and purchased his new journal for 2026? He's only getting team principal role because he's finished all other tasks, and this is a side quest to fill his time. Forza! They don't know this is the highlight of their weekend. Papaya goes mild. Yeah, this was sad. McLaren garage when Oscar gets pole, that it was just like a funeral wake. It was, I think they were showing Lando's side of the garage, so we'll give them benefit of the doubt, but from what they showed on TV, it just appeared that they didn't give a shit that Oscar got pole. When you're battling a season-long optics problem with looking like you're favouring one driver over the other, not ideal. Funny, but those two clips are actually out of order. The mirror fell off in FP1 in Bahrain, and then got a close-up of having his mirror repaired later on. Basically just swapped the clips around, but still a funny use of Natasha Bedingfield. Feel the rain on your dick. Guys, just hear me out. 24 races at Interlagos. Hey, I am not complaining. Interlagos is the best track on the calendar for racing. Maybe behind Silverstone, but Interlagos, I would happily take 24 weekends at Interlagos, because it always delivers. That's not even a meme, that's just a wet dream. Wait, what? Wow. The celebrations in Vegas went a little bit overboard, it seems. I did not see this perspective. And I guarantee you there's going to be a comment that says that's how Kimi was born, because, you know, Max and George are supposed to be Kimi's parents. Oscar. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Norris and Piastri had to find out the hard way. Looks like Russell found it hard too. Guess Georgie got taught the Bubba special. He got a McLaren up his ass and a Red Bull down his throat. George is kinky. There we go. This is the origins of how Kimi Antonelli was born. Although, yeah, I don't see a baby being conceived in that position. I knew I could count on you, Reddit. Thank you. Yuki Tsunoda, who landed in Brazil, got lost at the airport because no one came to pick him up. It does look a little bit like a kid, lost in store. Oh, yeah, it's also giving John Travolta. There we go, yes. The McLaren disaster class of Qatar. First rumblings of it, and I have a feeling there'll be a few more further up too. Box. And we've got the clowns on the walls. Nice to see them on another team instead of Ferrari for once. Although I'm not sure McLaren would agree with that, but yeah. What the fuck was that decision? There's such awful foresight and poor race management. They did this in Vegas, where they prioritized something that they believed was important. And in Vegas, it was having tyres left to use later in the race, which is why Lando spent so long backing off from Max. But by the time they decided to let him go after Max, he was 20 seconds behind. And also, it doesn't matter anyway, because his plank was worn down. Here, McLaren wanted the flexibility of being able to pit whenever they wanted for the second stint. In the end, it just put Lando in awful traffic by the end of the race. Oscar got away with it because he was about 4-ish seconds ahead of Lando when he pitted. He got a 1.8 second stop, which is world record sort of territory. Lando didn't have that benefit because one, he was the second car, and B, he was too far back, so it ruined any chance of him taking a podium. Just baffling choice from McLaren. I don't understand it. Their decision paralysis could cost them. Oscar Piastri replaces Lando Norris as Bottle King. That was the contact in Brazil where he sort of pinballed Antonelli into Leclerc and he got 10-second penalty. Racing incident as far as I'm concerned. Whatever's wrong with Mercedes admin, I love it. Just dragging the PNG of Kimi onto the podium. Well, yeah, you know, Kimi gets 2 podiums in a row, doesn't actually get to celebrate in Vegas, and he's too young anyway to have champers on the podium, but I know a lot of people at Mercedes social team, and they are world class, they're brilliant, and this is just the latest in a long line of good fun on their socials. Answered prayers. Thank you, God, that was so funny. Okay, so last 3 months I've done this. The Timmy Turner meme has come up, and I've always thought, that's funny. You know, a little bit tepid response. This turning it on his head is brilliant. Because, you know, the plank getting worn down ended up changing the race completely and the championship completely. I guess Audi has to wait a bit more. Audi desire major F1 signing. We want Max Verstappen. Well, who doesn't want Max Verstappen in their team? Get in line like everyone else. If he's going to a German team, then Toto probably has first dibs, but hasn't happened yet. Oh my God! Oh my God, you can't say that. How other drivers pay tribute to Senna, Senna helmets. How Bortoletto pays tribute to his fellow countrymen. With a big crash. Oh, hell. I think that's the darkest thing I've come across on this subreddit. What a race. Does everything. P3. Yeah. A twist on the Woody meme. It would be nice to have the Max Verstappen actually meme in there to sort of go alongside George, who is a bit of an actually person naturally. But anyway, well, so is Max, I guess. That's why they are co-parenting with Kimi. Red Bull's new achievement. Finally, a car even Max can't drive. Yeah, another Brazil qualifying reaction, this one. For one session, at least, he couldn't drive it, and sort of through the middle part of the European season, he didn't know how to drive it, but seems to be back to his best now. End of an era, 3 more races to go. Putting away the 1 suit and donning the 33 suit. Although they might be bringing in number changes for next year, and Max has said he would like to go to number 3, which was the number he wanted to use anyway, but he couldn't because Ricciardo took it. So Max might take number 3 instead. And also, the black Spider-Man suit is cooler and more powerful anyway, so nothing wrong with that. But it's Aussie over. F my championship. Yeah. So I'm going to assume this is after Oscar crashed in sprint and robbed himself of potentially 6 points. 6 points which would come very handy right at this moment. The World Drivers' Championship right now. We've got Norris and Piastri as Lightning and Chick Hicks, and then what was the name of the combine? Was it Frank? And in this scene, I'm pretty sure Chick Hicks gets minced up by the combine, and Lightning has to dodge away onto the grass, and then the combine becomes the new driver for Dynaco. I know my car's lore. What is the combine called? Frank! Yes! Nailed it! Per Infomax, Lando has been told to come and get you. Yeah, this was a great bit of... GP didn't need to share that, but it's just funny, because Lando's been told to come get you while he's 20 seconds back, and he's saving tyres. Goddess. The strategy goddess. In Hannah we trust. Also, the Flair says in Hannah we trust. Well, like I said with the Vegas one, you can just copy and paste this into today's race, because and thankfully Hannah Schmidt's got to go on the podium, as she deserves. 2nd time on the podium, I believe, and wow, yeah. The things she is able to concoct, strategy-wise, incredible. She is no dank, she's just bloody brilliant. Piastri leaving the McLaren garage. I assume that's a reference to him, scrubbing down the planks on both cars. Yeah, he filed down both planks out of spite before the race. There you go. Goddess Hannah has answered your prayer. She's back again. 2 Hannah Schmitz posts in 3 submissions. The subreddit really loves her, clearly. And it's the same picture. It's just her head cut out and put on... Oh, Jesus. McLaren, only one left without ads in the name. Why are the 2 options for Formula 1 team names like Smith Racing or McDonald's, PayPal, fracking, child labour, financial fraud? Formula 1 team. Yeah, I sort of half wrote a script for a video about this. Maybe I'll release it over the winter. Now that Stake F1 team Kick Sauber is becoming Audi. The science of bad F1 team names, I think it was going to be called, or something like that. Or, you know, why are F1 team names so bad? Yeah, I'd love to see the McDonald's, PayPal, fracking, child labour, financial fraud, Formula 1 team livery. I don't know what they'd look like. Double DSQ, baby. Are you not entertained? Maximus Decimus Meridius meme. Is a good one to have in the locker, I think. Oh, okay. We've got the exact same image twice in a row. Like I said, good to have in the locker, but would like a bit more OC from you, Formula Dank. And I think we've reached our top post of the month. She said yes. What was the question? Will you marry me? Yes. I truly miss C-Squared, Carlos and Charles together. They were one of my all-time favourite driver pairings. I imagine it was like, will you marry me? Question. We are engaged. We are checking. Must be the engagement. Must be the ring. We've reached the top. Well done, everyone. Thanks for sticking with me. What was my favourite meme of the month? Honestly, probably the George Russell sucking off Max Verstappen meme. Just because of the perspective and how off guard it caught me. And also how it ties into the, you know, them being married lore. Anyway, that has been Best Memes for the Month from Formula Dank for November 2025. Just one more of these to go for the year. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this banquet of memes for the month, and I will see you next time. Until then, ta-ta and farewell.